government, the another one is this big industries like MNCs. And here my question is, from the side of the government, there is a political will has to be there. Unless and until it is there, the changes will not happen. And on the other side, these corporates are the people who are, in fact, the driving force for this people. Even though people want to take some policy changes, it's not possible. I mean, they are not making it possible. Now, in this condition, it's a very grim situation that you are bringing into it. And my thing is like, what kind of an initiatives or as CSOs, we call ourselves a civil society organization. In that way, like the migrants are already there, but to prevent furthermore migration from their source area or from their places, like what kind of a sustainable or initiative that we can take itself in our own ways. But at the same time, it needs also larger networks and collaboration and partnership in order to realize that. So, what some of your to do that so that it's a huge task to fight with these two great forces. But at least in our own that make one starfish to live. That kind of an initiative only we can take currently.
I think on one hand, we have, say, for instance, our own experience both in Karnataka as well as in Telangana. Right? So, civil society organizations cannot undermine, in that sense, their power that they have succeeded in terms of changing the governments. It's another matter that the changed governments are equally disappointing, right? So that's when you have this moral dilemma as to what do you really do, right? Because you have brought a change, but the change is also stuck in the same, like for instance, in today, uh, Telangana government is coming up with what it calls as a 2047 vision. They are caught in a fiscal mess where they do not know what will happen tomorrow. That's the reality. But they are writing a document which talks about 2047, what is the vision. And that vision is again full of industrial parks, right? And so many other, neoliberal ideas. In what sense are you really different from the previous government? So the BRS government did the same thing, right? And it was thrown out of power because they had to antagonize the farmers, land acquisition. So if you have same program again, where development is not participative, where larger sections of society are not the reference point, where it is not human centric in terms of your notion of or imagination of development itself. Again, it's the same idea of a simple accusation. So when Congress party, for instance, talks about Nyai, how does that get translated into concrete policy? Where is it getting translated into the concrete policy? And if Congress loses, its legitimacy here, immediate risk is BJP might know if they take power, what they are capable of doing. So, and this is the complicatedness of the challenge that you can't criticize the government to a point where you delegitimize it, because if you delegitimize it, the other fellow is much more.